Good morning and welcome back to our pretty cold Moama Bowls Club. Day 2 of Champion of State Pennant weekend. Another cracker this morning. Shep Golf from the Goulburn Murray region. V Deer Park, who are our Metro representative. I'm Jimmy Wyatt and I'm joined by Sarah Roger.
Good morning, Jimmy.
What's happening?
It's very fresh this morning.
It's fresh. It's real fresh.
I think we find out who the really dedicated spectators are on days like today. And there is already quite a crowd out there. So
it's noticeably less than yesterday afternoon, though, hey, when it was nice and sunny and everyone was happy. But
that being said, though, it is clear today. Like yesterday, it was quite cloudy, but today's a lot clearer. So I think it will actually warm up a little bit quicker than it did yesterday.
Yeah, great. So these two teams, Deer Park undefeated yesterday, so 3 from 3. Shep Golf will be pretty disappointed with how their day went. They lost the first 2 and picked up the last one. Over, who did they beat yesterday? Warrnambool, maybe?
It was the last game that they played. I think maybe, was it Victoria?
Yeah, okay. Oh no, Wodonga. Was it Wodonga?
No, Wodonga played Lakes Entrance.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Victoria that they beat out on the grass. So probably Shep Golf coming from playing on a grass green. Maybe it suited them, the transition, going out there.
Very good screens at Shep Golf as well, actually.
Yeah, and it actually was quite slick out there in the afternoon. So taking quite a bit of grass, and it definitely had finish. So
here he is, the legend, Radar Ray, still going strong. I'm not allowed to say his age anymore because I got in trouble from his wife. I called him 304 or something as a joke, and she came and gave me a clip the next day when she saw me.
Oh, she definitely would too. Actually,
she's a good hoot. She's a good lady.
She's very lovely, and they actually go and watch all the games afterwards. If they're not at home watching them and they're out playing, they'll actually go home and watch afterwards. So make sure you say all positive things in the commentary.
Yeah, I know.
So
we'll get in trouble. So Paul Truent is the second. I reckon they updated bowls and I hope so.
Yeah, so interesting game this morning. Deer Park are undefeated. However, Shep Golf are a very strong team. So, if they were to get the win here this morning, it would actually, open the section right up with Wodonga, nipping at the heels in second place.
Yeah.
They had that early loss to Deer Park in the morning, which was quite convincingly, but then they turned it around and they went and beat Warrnambool by a fair margin.
Yep.
And then they had that close tussle in the afternoon with Gippsland to get the win there to put them up into second place. So
yeah, Shep Golf are a banana skin for Deer Park here. The former winners of this event 4 or 5 years ago. They're a tough team to play against. They're a very strong unit. Their players have been around for a long time. You sort of see the same names.
Yeah, so they don't have much player movement, which I think makes it even stronger unit because you just know each other's games through and through, and you've got a lot of confidence in your side as well. Yeah.
This is J. Norris, the third in the Deer Park Rink. Ryan Tainton, the skip.
So it looks like Deer Park are holding probably maybe 3 or 4 here. So just sort of the early end while everyone sort of gets the feel of the carpet.
Jay adds another good start from him. I saw him in the trial end coming down this way, sort of saying to Ryan Tainton there's a bit of a niggle on that backhand. So he's preferring the wider of the hands, the forehand to start with, Jay, and he dropped it in pretty well.
Yeah, look, I may have said to them that the ditch hand was the one that was played by most yesterday, being a bit more of the preferred hand. So, but I don't think that was inside knowledge. We did mention that a few times on the commentary yesterday.
It's pretty obvious. You go watch 5 minutes of a game, and
yeah, everyone's all on that ditch hand. So
yeah, a great start from Jay Bite.
Beautiful.
2 within a dinner plate.
You reckon we'll see a bit of weight here early from Axel?
Yeah, I don't think he minds a little nudge at it.
Not only does he not mind it, but he executes it
pretty good
well.
at it.
Yeah, pretty handy.
Yeah, he's been skipped for a long time. Don't stand there, Ray. Good lad. He thought about it. He thought about standing right in front of the camera and changed that.
Yeah, look, the players are generally pretty good. It takes them a couple of ends just to remember the fact that we got it out clean and he hung around. Probably still a couple of down though, but he probably would have liked to have got the jack as the better result than the bowl there. The jack movement would have been quite good for the guys. Having all the back bowls there, but I guess Ryan here, he probably doesn't want to fatten it up and make a target again, knowing that he will have a run at it. So
yeah.
Maybe he might sort of...
Yeah, wants to force him back on the drive draw, which is always tough for a skip to do.
Especially this early in the game.
This early in the morning.
Yeah. So you've got a few Deer Park supporters there in the background, you can see.
Oh, Ryan has pumped that jack back. And he's changed something because they're having a fair look at who's got shot. Just the one. Maybe that bowler Ryan's, it's probably still got shot for Deer Park, but it's probably better for Shep Golf.
Yeah, it's probably is it a good bad bowl or a bad good bowl? I mean, it tucks the jack away, so it makes Axel have to reassess and change the shot that he probably stepped off the mat with after finishing his last bowl, thinking about.
Played sensational line there, just didn't have the trip. Ryan Tainton, freshly minted in the Victorian State squad. Yeah,
well deserved as well too. I think we had someone on the comments yesterday saying he was a very underrated player, but
he's been a good player for a long time.
He has, yeah. Oh, probably if he got around it, he would have probably had 2 there. So
just the one.
Bit unfortunate.
I remember playing Ryan Tainton in a night Pennant game at Sunbury. Well, it wasn't night Pennant, it was the Winter Shield that we got rocking, and I had a pretty, I wouldn't say scratchy rink, but we probably had a couple of players that weren't really at where Ryan Tainton's level is, and Ethan Higgins was our skip. He had a very good rink. He had Brad Willoughby, Brad Janner, I can't remember who the other one was, and we were holding a very, very solid 8 against them.
Yep.
And I reckon he only had about 3 or 4 feet to trying to cut it down to 5 or 6. And he drove with his first when it was 7, missed. We drew the 8 in, and I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to be able to cut this down.
Yep.
He stone cold, drew second shot about 3 inches from the jack.
Wow.
Being 8 down, and he just drew second shot. Just a clutch player, Ryan Tainton.
He is. He loves playing those big bowls. Yesterday when they went out against Warrnambool, I think Warrnambool sort of just got the green a bit better because they did come from that middle green there, which sort of has a bit more of a pace and turn to what the grass has. And they were just all over it. And the first end he was 6 down and he drew third shot. And a few ends later he was 5 down and he drew like ultimate side toucher. So he is very, very good at those clutch bowls. Probably a little bit of a looser one there from Connor to start with. So I think it sort of takes a few ends as well too when you're leading to get your head around the fact that the jack roll to the bowl roll is significantly different. So once they sort of reconcile that when they're leading, you sort of find that they start nailing it a bit more or getting behind the head.
Yeah.
So. So we've got Steve Gonzalez on there saying good morning. So he's a Deer Park player. So I'm sure they're all sharing the live stream and getting on for those who can't be here.
Yeah. Morning, Mark, as well. Send some coffee our way, mate.
Yeah.
Just put my order in.
Yeah, you can see the players sort of like moving around, trying to warm up. So.
And unfortunately for them, under this roof, which is amazing to play bowls in all types of weather, it takes a while to warm up under here. The guys on the grass greens at the back will warm up because they've got the direct sun.
Yeah.
But it stays cold underneath.
Good second shot there from Radar. So sort of hopped on the mat under a little bit of pressure there with the Alan Dove nailing it on his second bowl.
Yeah, what a luxury that is having Alan Dove leading.
I know, right? I
had a double take because I missed the first couple of bowls as we were getting into the stream, and I looked then as he was putting the jack, and I was like, Duffy? Yeah. And I checked bowling and it's wrong, so I've got Tony on the case to get the manager to fix up the rinks and bowls link.
Well, he's changed bowls as well. I don't remember him bowling with these coloured bowls, so...
No, not when he won the Vic Open in Shepparton back in November, he certainly wasn't.
No.
As Radar...
Has he got it?
It always looked like he was getting that gap. He was always getting there.
Did. I've got the players' bowls actually, if anyone's interested. So Dovey does have the Greenmaster Premier. So I think he used to play with XGs actually, to be honest. So I think maybe that's a recent change since he's gone up to the country. I think the Premier are a bit of a tighter bowl, aren't they? And it probably would suit those wide country surfaces a bit more.
Good bowl out. Very good bowl out.
This is an aerodynamic coming down, which again is the tighter of the arrows. The third also has an aerodynamic, and then Axel's playing with an XG. And then for the Deer Park Rink, the lead Connor, he's got XGs. Radar's got SRVs, Taylor SRVs. J-Buy's got the Optimas with the aero.
Jay's close here as well, so we've replaced that bowl. Just threw the jack with it. Unlucky, great effort.
Bit unlucky there. And then again too, the Tainton's got XG, so both the skips using the XGs. So looks like we've got someone tuning in from England.
Yeah, Mr. Stayed Up, watch the coronation.
We might have similar temperatures. You'll have to tell us what the temperature is in England. So probably not a little bit of a bad shot here for Ryan. He can sort of try and maybe go a little bit more firmer at that bowl that's on the jack, punch it through, have the jack come back for Raiders' back bowl there.
I think that's what you'll call Jay on for sure.
And it's, you know, definitely a shot that Jay's got in his arsenal.
Close, very close.
Looking very good.
Gets it, perfect.
And he's going to run through and stay up.
That was a toucher though, weren't it? Ball that went in the pit with it.
Was it?
Yep. Morning, Brad and Johnny.
Apparently Ryan is a much better lawn bowler than he is a basketball player. He's certainly got the height. It's actually a bit deceiving because they're all tall, but all the guys in the top side at Deer Park, they're all very tall.
So the ball's sitting on top of the jack, I'm pretty sure, in the ditch there, making it extremely difficult.
I guess it means as well too, it's a draw off to the ditch, and you're probably not going to drop as big a number. Like you could probably only go one down here, so maybe tactically.
Yeah, you can see just Connor fixing up the markers there. .3 degrees in Wood End even.
Oh, Wood End, yep. Ken's saying he sold his Queensland house and moving back to Victoria. How silly am I? Well, Ken...
It's raining in Melbourne, that's all I know.
Yeah, I saw that they actually closed the green yesterday because it was flooded at Melbourne Bowls Club.
Yeah.
So, but Ken, I did the move. I'm from Queensland originally and I moved to Victoria, but I joke it's because I've got curly hair and I came down here to have a good hair day because the humidity kills me, but I'm not sure you're in the same boat.
Well, Axel trying to draw to the ditch. He's going to get around these two bowls, runs into Rays.
It's a bit of a tough ask this early in the morning to be drawing to the ditch right on the second end.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, I guess tactically, you know, it's a hard one to play this early, so you're only going to probably drop a one here. But if anyone's going to do it, it's probably Axel, so...
Other games in this section this morning, Warrnambool Lakes Entrance next door and Wodonga versus Victoria on the small synthetic out the back. That's a sensational effort from Ryan Tainton.
Really puts the pressure on Axel now, but...
The only thing it does for Axel, though, it actually gives him one to land now. Like, he can afford to draw into the ditch and just sit and stay on that bowl.
It gives him a bit more of a sider as well too.
Just got to skirt this pack of bowls at the front.
Which I don't think he's going to get around.
Half's one of them. Probably a good weight for actually.
Yeah, he would have if he just got around that one.
They'll get on the board, the Foley Rink, so one apiece through two ends on this one. Minded Deer Park undefeated yesterday, 3 wins from 3. Shep Golf would be disappointed with their output yesterday. Only picked up the 1 win out of 3.
Yeah, well, they had Axel in the first game, but he had other commitments during the day. So I think having him back is a big boost here. So if they can they rolled Deer Park this morning and then get the win this afternoon, they're definitely in contention.
This is a massive banana skin for Deer Park. This is it's on the live stream. It's definitely the game of the round across both sections. Our game later this afternoon will be should be a shootout for top spot. Bendigo versus Frankston. Frankston losing 1 to Ocean Grove yesterday. A tricky tie against Newborough this morning. Bendigo winning all 3. And yeah, if you haven't seen the last end of the last game yesterday, do yourself a favour, go back and watch. There were 5 down overall after being down from pretty much bowl 1 of the game. Bendigo picking up an 8 to take the victory on the last end.
Yeah, it was pretty gut-wrenching to commentate with Casper here. So the emotion was definitely high in the commentary booth, and as it was on the green. So I was actually just having a quick look and talking about if Shep were to roll Deer Park here. And we've got Wodonga, who's sitting there in second place with 2 wins as well. So Shep Golf actually play Wodonga this afternoon, so that could actually be a deciding game, subject to results this morning. So section 2, like you were saying, Bendigo out on top, but we've got Ocean Grove, Frankston and Newborough who are all in contention there with 2 wins. So that section as well too, probably still live.
Yeah, I mean that Newborough-Frankston game this morning will take a team out, and then it will pretty much be a shootout in the last game.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, Johnny. It's a luxury having Alan Dove playing lead for you. Sensational player. It's just as Nathan Bush playing 2 in another rink's an absolute luxury. Yeah, Razors just makes fun of age. He just seems to get better every time I see him. And he's backing it up. These are long days. There's 45 ends of Pennant bowls yesterday. They're big days.
Not only that though, I was coming over for dinner last night and he was walking home taking his bowls bag. I was like, jeepers, I wouldn't even be able to walk.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely making a mockery of what you can do at any age. So I've actually also been asked by Mrs. Radar to give a shout out to his daughters who are tuning in to watch the stream. She
awesome.
said they don't know anything about bowls, but they tune in to watch their dad play.
That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah. 2 great bowls.
Yeah, and he's putting on a show for you.
Certainly
Great
is.
stuff by him. Oh, Cole Power trying to get something to happen here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky hand to be able to sort of get down to the jack on.
It is. Like we sort of said yesterday, bigger weight's better here. They do hang a little bit, but this looks pretty good out the hand, sir.
Yeah. So you've got the weight to shift it.
And as close as he could without getting shot. Cracking effort there.
Yeah, good second there for him, and it sort of gives it a little bit more of a shelf to make things happen, you know. A lot of love for Razor in the chat, which is nice to see. He's been around for a very long time. I know he goes and plays like Pennant sometimes up in Queensland as well during the winter months, so he's he goes national.
Jay, get the inside of this is good for him.
Yeah, see that just sort of hold out there. It sort of just didn't get down to the line.
Axel's calling him to reach through, sort of saying that 3-4 feet of weight through the head now, which I think he kind of called Colin before, but he just undercooked it slightly.
Yeah. Good cider though, your first bowl. It's on a similar line to his last one. And it just dipped at the end, so I think this actually might hold up for him if he's got more weight.
What a shot this is from Cole. Jack all the way back's great, gets it perfect, good stuff.
Yeah, lovely. All right, can't quite see because Ryan's in the way, but...
That's tough to do, and Cole's played 2 good bowls on that back end there, so he's dialed in early.
He is. Great bowl there from him. His first one was a very good cider because he played a similar line and he just added that touch more weight. So
Yeah, like a good dart shot with your first. You go close to hitting your double to check out. You normally get it with your second.
Not me.
Oh, yeah, not me neither. But
I get stuck on double one for a very long time. So he's probably just a touch wide here. So which one do you reckon's holding? Do you reckon it's that one on the right-hand side of Dubby, or do you think it's that centred one from Connor?
I'm probably going to favour Connor, but the angles are always funny.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even tell when I'm standing right above it, so I'm no chance on the screens.
The amount of times I watch a live stream or whatever it is, BPL, and I'm like, what are they doing this shot for? And because I think they're holding all the two down or whatever, and I'm always wrong.
Geez, a couple of rinks over on that Casey rink. I swear the jack's probably moved about 6 times. You can see where it started and where it is.
Brad Orr picking a 2 up next door to even that one. Can't quite see the scoreboard. I can now, actually. That'll be 5-1 to Casey over there after 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like a 6 actually for me because there's a pole in the way, but...
Oh, it might be a 6.
It
looks a 5. I reckon
go
it's a 5.
conservative for 5, yeah. It was actually when they moved out onto the grass yesterday, it was Casey's rink, they jumped out to a big start.
Yep.
And that sort of kept the other guys in it and gave them a bit more of an opportunity just to relax and not get the pressure that Warrnambool was having, like, thrown on them.
That's another challenge you have to manage in this type of format, is the changing of greens. You go from the synthetic to the grass and vice versa.
Yeah. And especially even too going from this synthetic to the middle synthetic, they're both, you know, we've seen with like a lot of the events and stuff that they have here, they're vastly different hands. So
Yeah, 100%. It's
a bit unfortunate there for Axel. He sort of tried to play there maybe just to roll dubbies up, and unfortunately he's just connected with
I think it's better for him though, because now he has 2 bowls to play in if he gets his weight right with his next.
It looks like they're both standing up on the running edge too, so he doesn't need much on them and they'll roll in. Not as much as... Let's see if Ryan can make his correction here and sort of draw around the pack and get to that jack. Sort of probably played this hand as the safer hand to sort of not do what sort of Axel did there. But I think he's just overcorrected his line here and he's going to run into the pack.
Axel was out of bowls.
Unless he threads a needle. Yeah, it's another way.
It should be another 1 to Deer Park on this one.
Oh, I thought Axel had another
I did as well.
I didn't see his other one over the side there.
Apologies, I'm 2 minutes away there. The slow morning, so still warming up.
So Tony just asking about the new rule there. So
yeah, it's all fun and games, that one.
Yeah.
I'm staying away from it.
Yeah, me too. I actually don't even really know myself what the...
I've been too busy to read it, to be honest. No, it's Deer Park with the early lead in the overall.
Yeah, they sort of... Yesterday they tussled against Wodonga early, so... Jumping out the blocks this morning. It's because I'm over here spectating.
Yeah.
So commentating.
You had the curse on them yesterday. The one game you weren't commentating and you went and watched them, they were battling.
And they were neck and neck, and I'm like, I've got to walk away. So, James tells me I'm too superstitious, but I don't think he's superstitious enough.
That's the bedrock of a pretty standard relationship, that, I reckon. So one's so far one way, the other's the other way.
Yeah, we're definitely yin and yang. Geez, what a great bowl there from Dubby.
Yeah, morning, Daniel. Yeah, it's always pretty good, the surface under here in terms of pace. It's always around that 15. Doesn't really change too much. You probably find it slightly quicker in the morning when it's colder. It just eases up a touch as it warms up through the day, but I reckon we've still got another couple of hours it being pretty cold under here, so.
Yeah. And they I think they said they had redone the carpet a little while ago, so.
They've done a portion of it, I know. They've done some works underneath.
I mean, it's sort of one of those moving parts. You want to have the great, here and accessible for your players and stuff like that, but you still got to have the maintenance as well. What a nice start there from Dubby. It's really set the head up for his side. We don't have any scores yet, Cameron.
Tony's on the walk, I can see, so I'll probably have some pretty soon.
Yeah, it's still probably a bit early as well too.
I'll try and see the scoreboard. There's a lot of people in the way. 10 something.
It's good intent there from Radar. If he'd managed to contact that ball and sit it, probably would have been able to cut that back down in the hand. I don't think with that weight it would have stayed, but it's a good sider for him.
It's just to hurry as much as it can. And it'll add to Dovey's bowls. Fairly good front end start for Shep Golf here.
Yeah, it is. It is. So it's sort of where you can get in trouble in games. Sort of, your lead sort of, not there, and a lot. Sort of like his first bowl was, obviously a toucher, but it sort of cut the head, and it's been moved in the opposite direction. And Radar's just sort of run a bit through on his first one, but.
Stiff result, really.
Stiff result, but he's got one in the area, so kind of actually probably makes the head just a little bit better as well too. Now you've got more of a sider there.
Come in this direction at Moama if you haven't been here as well. This is sort of the entrance to the greens facility. Just as we're looking at the camera now to like the bottom right, there's a big door there that opens and closes, and you do get a breeze come through there. So you always seem to find a few short bowls in this direction, always. No matter what game I've commentated on this side of the green, there's always short bowls. So I reckon there's definitely a little headwind that comes in every now and again.
Yeah, just pulls them up a bit.
Yeah. Even BPL, you watch BPL, they stream from this side of the rink when they're doing the live stream as opposed to the TV stuff. They always, it's the same. There's like a wall of bowls in front, and they've always got to navigate a way through it. J by Norris.
Here.
Oh, that is superb.
What a bowl.
Did that jack stay in?
Pretty sure it did. Yeah.
He absolutely threaded that. They've not been very good at marking where bowls and jacks are, these guys. So let's see where Axel puts this. You can see he's put the marker out there. So we're on another draw to the ditch, which we had a few which we had last time in this direction, actually.
Yeah, actually, I think these guys are going to be pretty accustomed to drawing to the ditch by the end of this game, I tell ya.
Cole Power the third. Wants that to go as much as it can.
He's played this pretty well. Just pulling up a little.
Yeah, not a bad effort.
Good sider to start with. So needs to add a metre to that. He'll probably be pretty good.
Morning, Tommy.
We just had the Newborough fan club walking past with their streamers and their
crew they are. Do a good job in Newborough.
So
situation this morning, Tommy. Deer Park won 3 yesterday. Shep Golf. If Jay, that's 2 rippers from Jay by Norris.
Very special.
Deer Park winning 3. Shep Golf winning 1 out of 3. You got Wodonga sneakily sitting there on 2 wins. They'll be waiting for Deer Park to lose a game. And Shep Golf would be probably their biggest potential banana skin. It's always tough to get started first thing in the morning. Cole Power improving. Still think it's 3, possibly. Got one of J-Bars in the ditch. It's always hard to work out and measure.
Yeah, well, that's it, because when you're measuring in the ditch, you're going flat, but when you're bringing it out onto the green, you're sort of going over. You've got to compensate for that as well too, so it's always a tricky one to be able to tell.
Nevertheless, 2 absolute bombs from J-Bar.
Yeah,
completely changing it from what was a good setup for Shep Golf.
Well, that's it. They were dominating this end early, and he gets on the mat with his first bowl and just completely changes the end around, so... I mean, it's what you like to see at this level, so...
Some love for Tommy Hicks. Yeah, he's a good bloke.
He is. He's very lovely.
Always in a good mood. He was good. First time I actually really seen him play was the VBL here last year when it's probably his first outing for Deer Park, making the move up from Geelong, and he was great. Performed real well.
Yeah, he's been. I think he actually played back end in Geelong. And then since he's come to Deer Park, he's led, came into James's Rink in the second half of the season, and James has just got nothing but positive things to say for him.
All right, Brett Foley trying to up and over with one of these yellow bowls. That's a very well executed shot by him.
It's probably cut.
Possibly grab second shot there.
Yeah. And it was what you were saying, like the last time they drew to the ditch, where you can play that more positive draw because you've got bowls that you can sort of sit on. So
he played that perfect. Like his weight control there was superb.
Yeah.
I was having a chat with Tim Cromie last night, and it was interesting. I hadn't thought of it, Lies. He said this Deer Park team, everyone bar. Oh no, it was Larry who said this. Larry Donahue actually. He said everyone bar really Kobe, who's 15 or 16, however old he is, has all played back end, has all skipped, has played third in Pennant for a long time before they've come to Deer Park, and now they just fit in where needed. And he said the good thing about this unit is they don't care. Like it's interchangeable. They're okay with that. They don't mind if they've got to drop from skip to third or third to lead or whatever it is. So it gives them plenty of options. It means they can play plenty of shots. Now he's looking for Jay's bowl. Brett Foley. Oh wow.
Well, that makes me think his bowl was second shot then if he was looking for it. We'll have to have a word. They were terrible at this in the morning as well too, giving us indication of what it was.
Jay's normally pretty good, but I think it was just the one. That was incredibly close.
Yeah, you do make a fair point there. You know, a lot of them having played back end in the past, but I think, you know, Mark at the club, the guys have got like a lot of belief in him and the vision and stuff like that with where they're going. So, you know, they have trust in his selection and where they put them, and you know, it's obviously worked. And I think as well too, like, I mean, I don't know. I love to lead, so I don't see what the big deal is about skipping.
Yeah.
So, myself personally, but sometimes it's nice as well too, just to, you know, not be in the back end and coming in and having to do all the things all the time. So, you know, a few of them I think are, you know, a little bit happy, just sort of like, you know, sitting in the front end and just being able to put the bowls in early and not having to get on the mat under the pump or anything like that. Not that you would be with some of these front ends, but yeah.
I'm going to go that as one to Deer Park.
Yeah,
if
I think
need to update it, I will.
Going by what Foley played of his last bowl, I'd say that's a pretty fair assessment. So W just taking a touch. His weight was perfect, but he just fell into that sort of trap, thinking that it's going to sort of come in a little bit on that hand, and he just pushed it a little bit too wide. So.
It's another recruit this season, Colin Maguire. He's again another one that would have played back end at Aberfeldy CBC before he moved over.
Yeah, he did. Actually, I think it was Disco. He played a tournament against him, and he came back and raved about him.
Yeah, right.
And he said to him, "You should come to Deer Park." So.
And then he came.
And then there he is. So.
He keeps saying that to me, Disco, but I just ignore him. He's easy to ignore.
Yeah, he is.
They even tried that. We'll pick you up and drop you in. I went, no, I'm fine.
Oh, he's a character. He's always on the recruit, Chris.
Oh, he loves it.
But he actually had a bit of a day out yesterday, Chris Ball. So he's not just a good commentator.
Yeah, he can play.
A handy bowler as well. So I think that's why he's such a good commentator as well too, is the fact that he does play those shots and he's played at that level for a long time. So when he calls the game, a lot of people can either relate or they see shots that maybe they wouldn't have seen just from like him pointing it out.
Yeah.
So.
Morning, Barb. Funny you say that. I reckon that's what happens to me when I watch it at home as well. I reckon YouTube's slightly behind on Facebook.
It is.
It always seems to be, huh?
Yeah.
Like a good 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah, it is. So usually when I'm watching, I have the YouTube on the TV and then I have the phone in my hand to make comments. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do as well. Nah, it's not you, but I reckon it's just...
It's not you, Barb.
No, it's the whatever Facebook and YouTube are doing. Ultra one. Trying to find foot less. He's given up on that one almost at his hand.
Yeah, you just know, don't you? As soon as you let it go. It's probably the... Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I was going to say it's probably the sort of loosest head they've sort of had this game, but then also as well, too, it's probably the first one that the thirds are getting on the mat and the jack's in the same position, if we're being honest. So.
True.
See this. I'll be interested if this one from Jay gets down. Looks like maybe he's just playing a bit of a cover bowl.
He was trying to get up and through Connors in the front, but he sort of said halfway down the green no. Like he weren't going to do what he wanted it to do.
Well, that's all right. They're allowed to have an end. Let the skips do some work.
Indoor's a different game. AD, it's very different with the big wide bowls used indoor. It's a great shot, and it's not really played that often over here. That's indoor with them big wide swinging bowls. We're in an undercover facility here, but even that is different, real different to an indoor. I just don't think it's high on the priority list for a lot of the Australians either, going over in concrete potters. I know it's a well-respected event, and they do send players over, but I just don't think it real ranks that high, and it's just not something that's played that often.
Yeah, well, I think so. Blake Nairn played it a few years ago because. So I'm just saying about how tragic I am at watching bowls, but I also watch all the Potters games. And I saw Blake Nairn play there a few years ago, and he had a very good campaign and he still played with his XGs actually, and the feedback from the commentators was how much more of an aggressive game that he did play compared to the bowlers sort of over there as well. So that was sort of quite interesting. But I think as well too, don't they have to do some sort of like qualification and stuff like that?
Doesn't really, like I know in Perth they do it a fair bit, but we don't do it over in the eastern side.
No, and I think a bit in New Zealand as well too. They have like an indoor sort of competition as well, which is similar. But I think as well too that green at Potters, I think it runs at like about 17 or something like that. Like it's a very quick green. Yeah. Whereas our indoor greens typically don't run that fast.
I'm always dumbfounded by the ability to be that consistent on them indoor greens with them wide bowls. Like it just blows my mind how good they are. Like there's that famous shot from Nikki Brett, that one that snuck. That's just like the most ridiculous shot I've ever seen.
I know, it even made Reddit. That's how big it was.
Ryan's unlucky there.
So it's actually funny watching the Potters one though. I discovered a bowler named Catherine Rednall, who was absolutely incredible. She competes there and she plays, like she goes deep in the open competition against the men. Like,
yeah, you're right.
She's just like next level. She's brilliant with those wide bowls and that quick green.
Lakes is still playing. Tom, we just sent Tony to get some score updates. There'll be a similar stage of the game. They all start at the same time now. Next door to this, I can't quite see their overall scoreboard. I think it actually says 10-10 after 12 against Warrnambool. Probably added another there, Brett Foley.
So what do you think he's going to do here? You think he's going to run it again, or are you trying to cut it back?
I think he's running it again, I do.
Like you were saying, he's such a good clutch bowler. You'd almost pick him just to get in there and dead draw it as well. I think it looks like he has gone back to the draw. He likes it. He's following it down, so...
On a fair stalk of this save, you just got to clear Connor's bowl, which he knows he's going to do.
Oh, what a bowl.
Great effort to cut it down, though. So be one down now. Makes it tough for Brett Foley to get that out of there as well.
Exactly. Any contact on that, it's probably going to move the jack or the bowl. So, and they've got nothing past, aside from that yellow one that's slightly past, but... Though he is looking at the angles, I guess if he comes off that side of Connors onto the bowl, he could chip it out clean. Yep. But, yeah, it's what you were saying before about Ryan being a clutch bowler.
He played that one to perfection.
That's it. And there's a bit of talk in the chats about YouTube being better than Facebook, and I'm guessing maybe that's because YouTube is sort of like a dedicated streaming platform, whereas Facebook it's not so much, so maybe there's something to do with that.
Yeah, the reason we don't have comments across two platforms is it's difficult to manage the comments. There's a stack of scammers around at the moment as well, and we don't have the staff that can monitor 2 sets of comments. We just feed it onto one.
I couldn't keep up with commenting on both anyway, to be honest. I can only maintain the one.
So that'll be just the one to Shep Golf. 3-2 through 5 ends on this one.
So it sounds like we've got to be a bit appreciative here. It's just cold, but apparently in East Gippsland it's also wet as well.
Yeah.
So.
And another word we won't say.
Oh, I don't think it counts as swearing, does it?
Oh. So they're in front in all 3 rinks. Deer Park.
Great opening bowl here from Dubby. He played this direction last time they came this way. He put the 2 on, so you know how sometimes you just get it better in one direction. So
yeah, it's all right. Some score updates from around the venue. Bendigo lead Arradale 21-9 through 12 ends, so a convincing start for them. Frankston leading Newborough 13-9 after 11 ends. Ocean Grove have banished any lingering thoughts of the 8 they dropped on the last end to lose a game yesterday. They're 22-8 up through 12. They're playing Kahuna Golf. Kahuna, not Kahuna Golf. And Wodonga from Ovens and Murray are 7. And Victoria 11. So 11-7 to Victoria after 9 ends. I'm pretty sure it's 10 all in the Warrnambool Lakes entrance game through about 12 ends. A couple of big jumps. Probably the results going the way we would think. Maybe Wodonga, I'd be putting them as favourites over Victoria, but they're a very plucky side, Victoria. Got some good players. I definitely know they didn't get home early for a big sleep last night because I said them still out when I was still out last night. So
that also means you didn't get home early for it.
Yeah, I'm never home early.
So, yeah, well, look, I mean, I think they'll probably be looking to turn it around today. Like you said, with this game this morning, it's definitely, possible one for Deer Park to drop. So I think all the sides will be approaching their first games this morning, still in the hunt and still trying to get that win to put themselves in contention if Deer Park do fall over. Can't say if I saw any of them out late last night because I'm an early bird and I was in bed early. So
no, they were pretty well behaved, Deer Park, last night. Actually, I didn't see too many of them. Definitely saw some Lakes guys out. Definitely saw some Warrnambool guys out. And Ocean Grove actually on the walk home.
That's actually one of the beautiful things about this facility as well too. There's so many hotels within walking distance. So I actually joked this morning because I elected to walk over instead of coming over in the car because I just wanted to stretch my legs.
Same. I was the same, so I walked over as well.
Walked over, yeah. And I was joking, like you could literally fall over and you'd be home.
Yeah.
So, which quite possibly maybe some people did.
Radar.
Oh, great ball from Radar.
Good stuff.
Made his correction on his first one where he played beautiful weight. He just sort of sits that one out and stays. And it's kind of good as well too because it does really like having that bowl behind it. It does sort of lock it in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll fix that up, Mike. I don't know why it's going to A. It's not me for one.
It's a good reply there.
Yes, Matt, they did. Morning, Sean. Hope you're well, buddy. Stewie hasn't slept yet, T-Bone, but the great man Kev is in. He's in the building.
So, is a story for everyone at home. Cass, we saw how much of a handy bowler she is during the week, but yesterday she also proved that she's very handy on the coffee machine. And I think, did you say it was
227 coffees by 11 a.m. she'd made yesterday.
Yeah.
Insane.
Huge. So she's having a sleep in this morning.
Yeah, well earned. Cole Power trying to get into these bowls of Deer Parks.
Well.
He's played that beautifully well.
Great bowl.
Makes 2 as well. Takes away the option that Ryan had of getting Jay to sit and stay on, pretty similar to his bowl that he played before.
Do you reckon we'll see sort of a bit of a backhand swinger coming down?
I don't mind it. Yeah, that's exactly what Ryan said. I don't mind that call at all.
You know, that one on the line shouldn't be in your way. You should be under that anyway at that point. So
There you go. It's close there. Very, very
he's played
close.
that very well. He's got it.
Oh, Jack goes everywhere and probably out of bounds. Does go out of bounds.
Does go out of bounds. I was going to say we've got another end of the skip straw into the ditch.
Yeah.
Just for something different, but no, it went out of bounds this time. So just to change it up a bit, we had a dead end instead.
Did you see him? He's having to go at everyone. Pretend through the jacket a bit. Just keep an eye on him.
I'll restart this one.
So I've got the chance to go again. It's interesting that they decided to roll it back towards this direction, considering the heads have been a little bit looser.
Yeah,
I've
great.
sort of
Good
felt
shot.
like as well too, Shepparton sort of were a bit more dominant in the heads going in the other direction. So, but in that situation, if the skips both agree, then you play it from where they agree.
Mm.
And then if they don't agree, you replay it from the direction you already played it from. Is that correct?
I will bow to your knowledge on that one. I just do whatever it tells me to do normally.
Usually the skips agree, so we never have to get to the rule book. So,
Morning, Joe. Yeah, the Grovers they're up this morning. On the last count, they were about 22-8 up from memory.
a good bit of love there for Paul Truan in the chat from Connor. Guessing that's relation.
Yeah. Yeah, big Bowls family. We had Macca on yesterday as well, leading for Braddock.
So nice how it's usually just like a family thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's the sort of a lot of the time the pathway. So
Yeah, I grew up playing bowls with my family as well. 2 brothers and my sister, my dad.
I managed to get my sister into it. So I actually have Melbourne to thank for that. They managed to get her suitably drunk enough one night to agree to play. So
Yeah, that's easy done at Melbourne.
it was the old trap. She was like, well, if you ever need somebody to
No,
fill
you
in.
never say that.
Never. And they're like, well, what are you doing next Saturday?
Yeah, you'll be in full uniform and playing at the next available opportunity if you leave that one.
And the next minute you're entering all the club events, and then you're entering the region events, and you're dedicated to the live stream. And
Yeah. I've actually got a free weekend coming up soon. How's this, Sarah? I feel like I work every weekend.
Yeah.
I don't really play bowls that often. And as Paul's going to go close
Had
here.
a very good one.
Lazy
with a
go with
very
it, just gets
unlucky
stuck behind.
result.
And the King's birthday weekend coming up, the long weekend. My partner's booked to go to Sydney, and I was supposed to be going to the footy with my son, but he can't go anymore. And so I said to him, I'll come to Sydney with you. And I've never had a more, do you have to? Response in my life. So now I've got a free long weekend, so I'm actually looking for a bowls tournament. King's birthday long weekend, so if anyone's got a tournament that I should come play in, let me know.
Yeah, good shout out actually.
Because I've done enough favours for a lot of people that I can call them in for good players to come play a tournament with me now.
Yeah.
I can say, right, remember when I did this for you? Now you got to come play a tournament with me.
Well, maybe put in the comments if you're okay for Jimmy to bring a stacked Rink to your tournament.
Yeah.
Put them in the comments if you know of any going that weekend. So
Last tournament I played in, I got Kevy Anderson to come play with me, so it was a fair pickup.
yeah, that's pretty handy.
Right, as Paul gone, he was good with his
He's got
first.
unlucky twice, hasn't he?
Stiff.
Very stiff. I mean, once that jack move, it probably wasn't the best set up head for him, and then Radar sort of put another one there as well to create that wall. So
Done, Tommy. Find us something to play, mate.
yeah, tell me he's okay for the team. He needs the tournament. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So
Find us something.
And Mark saying 10 to 1 the Jack will end up in the ditch again this end. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. There's a nice little funnel there that you can sort of see. To sort of get that bowl onto the Jack. It's not a toucher, so it wouldn't go live in the ditch. Then we'd be drawn to the ditch again.
It's a good call from Brett Foley there. He said it doesn't matter what you hit here, you're going to change something up. Anything can happen with raw big weight.
Exactly. And I mean, chances are they all count anyway, so don't be afraid of them. Just hit them and open them up.
Change the head.
Good third opens up the head for the skip to come in and do their skip things.
Val, I can just about see that scoreboard. I think it's a pretty close affair. He's missed it, Cole, but 12-11 is what I think I can see to Warrnambool over Lakes entrance. It's kind of on a funny angle, that scoreboard, so I think I've got that right.
Yeah, Warrnambool, they're playing back on that end of the green that they did the big upset yesterday against Shep Golf, so they had that upset in the morning and they almost got one in the afternoon against Deer Park, so they're definitely a side to watch, and I think they'll get a lot of confidence from this tournament, getting that big scalp of Shep Golf and almost getting Deer Park. So
yeah, they were one of our inaugural VBL teams, Warrnambool. A few of their players played up here in that. As Cole gets, it does change it.
Up, yeah.
They're only one down, as Axel confirms.
Yeah, which is a good result for them because it looked like it might have been a couple. Like it was a loose couple, but it wasn't like it was an easy head to get into. So
he's still waiting for his slab T-bone. Actually, I lost the tipping bet to JT. I just keep forgetting to bite him.
What, JT? Who are JT the kangaroo watcher?
Yeah. Wodonga are 13-11 down through 15 against Victoria. And I'll get some from the grass greens pretty soon for anyone else chasing other scores. But they're the two on the undercovers. J-Boy draws a humdinger.
Absolute humdinger. We saw JT's mascot go across the bottom of the screen there too, just as that bowl came down. So just wondering why JT's not in the comments saying that he wants his slab himself.
I don't know, yeah. He'll be listening, I reckon.
Yeah.
Axel.
It's going to sound big. See some weight here.
Oh.
Ooh.
Jackie's in the pit. He gets it via the long way around.
Yeah, he hit it that hard that the bowl smashed into that head.
It's not a toucher in the ditch of Jay's. There is a toucher in the ditch with it, judging by the marker.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think the toucher was the seconds bowls, and they sort of split both ways. So
I reckon there are a few down still, Shep Golf.
Yeah, I think so. But at least Axel's now got the option to be able to draw it. Before he sort of really couldn't get into that head, and it was always going to be a 2. Whereas here he's still got the option to still get the shot. So
he's probably 4 down. And a 5th coming in.
5th coming in, yeah. Probably not a bad shot there by Ryan. He doesn't want to fatten it there for Axel, so leave a bit of room to improve, or probably also sort of like closes down the line in there. He's played this pretty well.
Doesn't want to fall in the pit here. It's,
just pull it up a bit shy.
He's pulled up short anyway.
Jeez, I thought he had that the whole way down. He
looked further along.
Yeah, he did.
Jay, she said we're holding 3 or 4.
Jaden's saying Tainton's due, but maybe he missed the end a couple back where he clutched Drew's second shot when they were quite a few down. So, I mean, your skip's not going to do it every end. That's why you got your front end. So,
he's playing all right.
Yeah, I think he's playing pretty good. So he's changed his hand to stay away from that bowl of Brett's.
Drop short. See how many they say it is. 1, 2. Just a 2, or did they add a 3rd? They are proper useless at letting us know how many it is. Like proper useless.
Horrendous. I might message someone to go over and say, hold up the fingers so we know.
They're going to update the scoreboard anyway, so we can see what's going on. 4, 5, 6. would be the 3.
Yeah, looks like you're right there, Mark. I think it was a 3.
11 in front overall, Deer Park.
Yeah, well, that Casey Rink sort of closed up a little. They jumped out to an early lead, but they're sort of chipping away at it back over there on that one. And the Pierce Rink again has sort of got like a little bit of an early lead, 4 shots clear. So, but still pretty low scoring games. Like I think is that Casey Rink? Is it 5-3 on 8?
6-3.
6-3
On 6.
on 6. I've got a lot of things in my way. I'm seeing half numbers and guessing.
Fair enough.
Oh, great opening bowl by W again.
Morning, Hayley.
We've got Hayley tuning in. She's a big up-and-coming bowler in the West. So, got a very bright future ahead of her. If we don't lose at a football, which I'm hoping we don't, because she's also a fantastic football player as well.
Bowls is more fun than footy, surely.
100%. Less chance of injury as well. Think about your knees when you're older, Hayley.
Yeah.
Just hanging out there.
Go past.
But you know what? The way these ends have been going, I will have no doubt that bowl will be shot
Yeah,
later.
it'll come into play somewhere.
Nothing for short when, you know, this is the sort of game that you're playing.
Jack in the pit in this direction repeatedly.
Yeah, I don't think we've had an end this way that it's stayed on, have we?
Nah.
So, Radar's played this well. So you're going to just get down to that bowl.
Edge of the
Got
jack.
the jack.
Changes it up.
Yeah, literally, we're up to the seconds bowls and already the jack's move, so... So Paul was a little bit unlucky last end. He played 2 really good bowls, and the first time he got an unlucky result with the jack, and then he punched a bowl up. So it doesn't redeem it on his first one, but that's why you get 2.
Not Radar. Sticking on the backhand, trying to find that port through. Get to his own, he's good as well.
He plays something pretty similar to his last. Oh, he's a bit unlucky there. Probably just needed to play it just that touch tighter, and now the jack had moved. He sort of played sort of like the same line as he did to his last.
The way this forehand's playing, Paul needs to just go around his last bowl. Doesn't want to be too far wide because it will hang out.
Hang out over there, yeah.
Looks like he's pointed it pretty well.
Looks like he's made a very good correction here.
Touch quick. Nailed the line.
Twice, he nailed it twice.
Jay trying to get up and through Radar's orange one.
Looks like he's played a decent line
Just
on
under
it.
and draw the shot is good.
I reckon he might have just overcooked it.
Struggling.
But if he stays up, covers those back bowls that are back there, which we've already... No, he didn't stay up. Okay. I've already called it going to be shot later. Actually, I didn't see Paul's had gone through to the ditch either, to be honest. So you've still just got W sitting back there waiting to be shot. So he's holding shot and he's got future shot.
Yeah. Cold power. Might get a helping hand here, sir.
Might get a little bit of a straightener.
He does.
Yes. It's a true thirds bowl. Using what you've got on the way through to get in for the shot.
It's all about your weight, huh?
That's it. And I mean, you've got to be realistic as well too. It's going to happen in bowls, especially when you're coming in the back end. It's not just a straight line to the jack. If you've got a straight line to the jack, then your front end probably haven't done their job as much. So you sort of get to use those bowls on the way in to get those little results.
Jay's close.
Changed hands here, so...
Just not going to have the journey, though.
Yeah.
they can get there first. If Cole can get under Jays and get back to where his own is in the jack, just slightly tuck it as well, make a pretty good 3 for Shep Golf out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if they get a 3 here. It'll get this Rink back into the game. Gives them the mat, gives them a chance to change the length. Especially going back in that other direction where sort of the players they haven't quite found it as well as they have in this direction. So, can change things around a bit. So you think you'll try and play that backhand where you've sort of got like a bit more of a line to it? Because I think that forehand seems quite, considering it's not getting a lot of turn, it seems quite congested. Looks like he's playing that forehand. Maybe he's just trying to just get under Jay's.
Yeah.
See it better on that hand, but...
Disappointed, I think, with the weight he's played there, because he was short. He really doesn't need to be short. He's better off being
up.
Yeah, 6 feet through.
Well, that's it. That bowl's still sitting there to be sat, if that makes sense. I think it's probably the first time for a while for Axel. He hasn't sort of got on the mat a little bit under the pump, so
yeah,
he'll be relishing getting on the mat and just being able to have a nice draw. Oh, and he's hit that jack and changed up the head, so... Well, he said he likes the clutch bowls, so let's see what
he needs to find one out.
Yeah, pull out here. Sort of got a bit of a good sider watching Brett's line and everything go down for what he has to play with his, being they both got the XGs, so it's just having the right weight and the execution.
He's interested. Needs to hang.
Yeah, he's just going to go under that one.
Again, he's not really played the weight he wanted with that shot.
No.
Needed to be a lot firmer.
Well, you can see that bowl only rolled over once, so he probably would have even been to those orange bowls in front with that weight. So he'll be a little bit disappointed with that one, but there's lots of beanies walking in this morning.
There's heaps of beanies, actually.
It's definitely the in-fashion accessory today. But that sun's just starting to come across the desk, and it's certainly warming up a lot.
Yeah. We'll be getting toasty on the grass greens outside. Needs to thread a hole here. A little feather's good. Gets the little feather, but
not enough. I don't think he probably had enough weight on that one either, to be honest, as well.
Might be a couple to Brett Foley and his Rink in this one.
Yeah, well, they're not indicating again, so...
No, I saw it. I did.
Guess.
They did.
Did.
I'll give it them. Yeah, they did this time, thankfully. Heat wave in Woodend, Mark. Approach the halfway mark in this one. Deer Park in control, you would say. Pretty comfortable. Not a lot to concern them. Up on all three rinks. Yeah, Connor grabbing the shot, but plenty of room for Paul out. Morning, Terry. Yeah, we're pretty excited about the VBL. Doubling pretty much everything for this year. Expressions of interest open. We'll have some announcements pretty soon on a few new franchises that we're adding, and then work through to add a few more. But the aim is to spread it as far across Victoria as we can, get a local team for everyone. And who doesn't love five-a-side? It's just so easy to watch, so good to stream as well. We are looking forward to it. Couple of goodies from Paul there, Sarah.
Yeah, he's well, W left him a bit of space this end, and he's
Both leads left him a bit of space, let's be fair.
so he's had his redemption end. So you're very excited for the VBL that's coming up.
Yeah, I'm pumped. It's going to be great.
It's such a great pre-season warm-up, just to like set your side. You know, instead of playing like, you know, you play practice matches and stuff like that, and you know, they may be a little bit more casual.
Yeah.
Whereas you're coming in at the start of the season and you're playing just, you know, that intense competition.
Well, it kind of has a few aims of VBL. One of it is to extend the Victorian season. We have a fair bit of downtime through the winter, but we have so many amazing undercover facilities and indoor facilities now, so we need to utilise them more. So that was sort of one aim. Second aim is to get players across Victoria playing against players that you don't usually see them playing against. Obviously, this is a perfect example of just that. At Champion Estate, Pennant's J-Bar, it draws a cracker.
Absolutely.
But seeing the best of regional play against the best of Metro, seeing the best of one part of regional playing the best of another part of regional, that was another aim. And then also getting everyone a local team almost to support. So we're going to try and spread it where practically possible across the state, get a good mix of teams. And yeah, just a five-a-side format for streaming is perfect. Cole Power.
Oh wow, what a ball there from Cole.
Gets it perfect. So now we're stoked. And then we've also opened it up to anyone with a qualifier as well. So we'll have more details on that soon. But essentially what it will be is your chance to win through for VBL2 to be the qualifier team.
Yeah, I love that opportunity of the qualifier as well too. Just really opens it up for the, you know, the smaller clubs as well too, who maybe sort of don't have the entry fee, but they've got the quality of players. So
exactly that.
To be able to come in and showcase what, you know, the players that their club has on offer and what they can do. So
J-Bite, close here, he can hold his head, just going to dip away.
Yeah.
Just score updates, Bendigo 35-12 up over Arrowdale. Frankston 20-17 up after 21 against Newborough. Ocean Grove 31-11 up over Kahuna after 20. And Victoria 17-13 up over Wodonga after 20. And it looks like 17-13 to Warrnambool over Lakes Entrance.
Some good close games out there this morning.
No, not a dead rubber, Adam. Deer Park have to win this. Shep Golf need to win this to give himself any hope, but it's probably the biggest banana skin that Deer Park will face today to going through. It's a comment that got said to me yesterday as well. It's the last 2 years Melbourne have been here, and Melbourne are very loud and in your face on a bowls ground, where Deer Park are quite the opposite. They're a bit more timid, and someone said that to me yesterday going, yeah, they're very different in the way they play the game to Melbourne. They're quite relaxed, and I think that's why you'll think it seems flat.
Yeah, I think you're 100% correct. You know, and Melbourne are known for it as well too. They're a side, you know, they get up and about, they get around each other. Like one of the big aspects about Melbourne is that camaraderie that they really have with each other. You know, the side's basically gone unchanged for like the last, you know, 3 seasons. James was having a look at the other day, and apparently last season there was 17 players that was used in the top side. Yeah, which is basically unheard of these days.
Yeah, Ange Carnamoni came in.
Who's played Prem for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, he just can't get a shot at the moment, except for when there's someone's away.
Yep.
So, you know, so I think they're two sort of different styles. Whereas, like, a lot of the players there at Deer Park, they're quite a people with a, you know, they just sort of go in with a more focused, not a focused approach, but just a quieter approach. And they just go in there and put their bowls down and get the game done. So, you know, I think Nuggets is probably the loudest in the side.
Yeah.
So, and certainly not a dead rubber. So if Shep Golf could roll Deer Park here this morning, it would open the section right up. We've got Wodonga just behind, who got, after the early defeat in the morning, they got 2 wins yesterday. So if Deer Park were to lose this one to Shep Golf, then, you know, it would open the section right up. Wodonga would be nipping at their heels. And then I think is it Lakes Entrance as well, which is also on. They'd be pretty close. Did they get 2 wins yesterday? But yeah, so yeah, definitely not a dead rubber. Someone's saying wait till Moonee Valley's in next season, they'll be loud. Yes,
Sure will.
They were so fantastic to watch during the final series. And talking about that camaraderie, they're definitely a club that really also have that culture.
Yeah, pretty similar to Melbourne in
that regards. So
Ryan Tainton looking to land something here.
Jeez, he's played this
close.
Just get ahead.
I just didn't. Yes.
I sort of thought when he got to that blue bowl and it started to come in, I thought it was actually going to get
Trucked him
down to the
beautifully.
jack,
I
and then it just sort of ran on a little bit straight there. So
Another one in the bag for Brett Foley and his Rink.
And the funny thing is too with Moonee, they've got a couple of quieter players in their side. Like Simsy's, he's pretty quiet, and Dylan, and they still managed to make up for it with the rest of the guys in the team. So,
Right, bit of news from next door, Sarah. Brad Orr and his Rink have picked up a 5, so they're now 8 apiece with James Pearce. That changes the overall somewhat. It's now 4 the difference. That's a huge pickup.
That's huge.
It looks like Deer Park will pick up on the Casey Rink. They're just measuring now. In fact, there's another 2 to go on there before they're even adding this. They're an end ahead.
It's a little bit uncharacteristic for James's Rink to be dropping a number like that. So,
sure. Mario, Hawthorn to Heathmont. I reckon he's definitely getting in their third side at Heathmont. He's a possibility to be front end in the second side. If he's got any ambitions bigger than that, he's dreaming. He also needs to be real wary. He's got a baby due pretty soon. He's going to learn pretty quickly that you can't just play as much bowls as he always has. He's got a rude awakening coming.
So Vinny's saying that Yarraville's about to get a little bit louder. So
he'll top up their second side nicely at Yarraville, Vinny.
So it was one of the big signings that came out recently was the fact that Vinny's...
I thought it was Kirsty. Her going there. That was the bigger news.
Oh.
His partner.
That's also big news as well too. But yeah, so he'll be a great addition there to... Well, they both will be a great addition there to Yarraville. So... And... Yarraville's a side that definitely does like promote the women in the sides and stuff like that. They've had Vic Troster, now Brackley, who's played in their top side for many years. So yeah, she's definitely a fair chance there. Vinny having a bit of a laugh at you. So I think there's been a bit of a change of length over on that Pierce Rink. They're having a bit of a looser head on the back of that. Yeah. So the Shep Golf guys, they've definitely nailed this. Like, they're definitely controlling the head this end, and they have tended to in this direction a lot better than Deer Park has. Deer Park have played some big bowls to be turning their heads over this way, but they also did drop that number last end where they didn't actually get to turn their head around. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back going in this direction. Sonia saying that Deer Park was very loud during the Div 2 sectional grand final. Possibly because I was in that side and I'm very, very loud on the green. So you can definitely always hear me. Well, let's not talk about the result of that one though, Sonia. Stephen saying, did they say big signing? Yes, I think it was a big signing. State title holders going to your club. It's always a pretty big signing. So it's a bit of a looser head here. I guess having those two short bowls on the line, you sort of do lose a little bit of perception on where the jack is. Shep Golf probably holding 3 here, and if they can hold this, it will actually be quite interesting in the whole overall of the game. With that 5 going down on the Pierce Rink, it's definitely tightened up a lot. It's ended up in a good spot, that bowl. It splits those two Deer Park bowls, so any jack movement going in that direction does cut the deficit if it goes that way by having that positional bowl there. So it's a good bowl there by Cole. Jay's been very good at when they're down, getting on the mat and getting the shot, but he's just going to run through just a touch this end. Probably just fallen out from third. So he's got a bit of room there to correct on that one, which you'd sort of think a player of his calibre would. Cole's put this one down well again. He's made that slight correction on his weight. Probably looks like 1 in, 1 out there. So there still looks to be 3 there to Shep Golf. Looks like he's just pinched his line a little bit on this one. It does tend to rip a bit if you're under on this hand because it is the more turning hand. So he did play some perfect weight there, but unfortunately he just sort of cut the line a little, but he may have cut that back one out, being the jack high bowl. So it could only be just the 2 down now, which is probably also gives you a sort of a jack high bowl as a sider when you're the skip going on the other end, especially when the jack's covered up like that. It gives you a better guide. He's played this one pretty well line-wise, but just comes down to the weight. I reckon that counts. So a couple of big bowls coming up here from Ryan. He does like those clutch bowls, so probably the end to showcase it. Adam, I'll let Jimmy know when he comes back. He's just popped out for the minute, so I'm flying solo. But I reckon he'd be pretty handy at the karaoke, just quietly. He's also got a bit of a gift of the gab, and I reckon a few pints in, he probably wouldn't mind getting on the microphone. Geez, if Ryan could get around this one. Just probably a foot short of where he needed to be, but it's a good sider for his next bowl. He may have cut out one of the back ones. It looks like Snorkel's just played an absolute bomb on the rink next door. He's getting high fives all round and they're yelling out. So They're not holding up any fingers to let me know what the number was, but visually I'm thinking maybe it might be 2 or 3 over there. So it's a fairly decent reply after you drop a 5 is to not only back up and get the next end, but to pick up a few as well is also very handy. Just means that your opposition just don't get that jump away from you. Let's see if Ryan can make this correction here. It's hard to tell from his body language if he likes it. I think he's just a little bit wide, and I'm not sure it'll come in from down there, so probably just needed to be the other side of Jay's bowl. So it looks like 3 here. Yeah, 3. I'll have to probably wait for Jimmy to come back to see how to add that one to the score. Like, I have a feeling I know how. All right. Oh, not going to be joined by Jimmy. I've got the fantastic Tony.
Morning, everybody. Morning, everybody.
Morning, Tony. How are you?
I'm going very well. How could you not be on a beautiful day like this here at Champion Estate Pennant?
Well, you've come in at the right time. We've been sitting here shivering, and the sun's just come in now onto the desk, and it's warming the legs up. So
that was in my contract.
Yeah.
I said I'm not coming in until the sun comes out.
Till the sun comes over. Yeah. You're very good at negotiating contracts. I like it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I may not look it, but I've got an old brain up here that works sometimes.
Yeah. So, do you mind just adding on the score for me?
I would love to.
The Foley Rink just picked up a 3 that end.
It is nice with that sun coming out. It's a beautiful fresh morning here in sunny Moama.
It is, but it's going to turn into a really lovely day. I think it's a nice clear sky out there.
Yep.
Just the one cloud that I can see, but I also have a big dome in front of me, so.
I've spent a bit of time down watching some of the other matches not under the cover. And yeah, it's absolutely beautiful down there in the sun.
Yeah. Nice bit of vitamin D.
Yep. Morning, Nino. Altona got some big signings, do they? Share the goss, Nino.
Sharon's saying I'm doing a great job of my own, so I think it's having the gift of the gab. So.
Well, that's because Jimmy just ditched you. Went and had another nap. Got to get his beauty sleep, Jimmy.
He does. So probably needs quite a few more hours if we're being honest. So.
Yeah, this is true. Maybe days, months. He's doing a good job here, Jimmy. Quite a number of compliments from players and team managers about just how well the event's run. So.
Oh, it's been run impeccably. So, I mean, Jimmy and then also as well Moama sort of, they've got a lot of coordination and stuff they need to do in the background and putting together such, it's one thing to talk about the synthetic, but those greens out the back there are just running fantastic. This time of the year, TIFs can sort of go a little bit dormant and run a bit slower, but it still had fantastic pace and it's just running beautifully out there. So, and the players are saying the same thing. They're like, I can't believe just how good these greens are running. So
actually, I kid you not, we had one player who thought it was synthetic. They
really?
literally got on the ground and go, oh, it's actually grass.
Yeah.
Walking up to it yesterday morning, they thought it was synthetic. It was just almost picture perfect. So
yeah.
So it looks like Mark Casey might have picked up a bit of a number over there as well.
Yeah, he sort of skipped
4:14, I think.
4:14 on 10 by the looks of things. And then the Pierce or Rink is 8:12 after 9. So it looks like that last end Snorkel replied to the 5 he dropped for 4 as a pickup. So if you're going to drop a 5, that's the best way to turn it around.
Exactly right.
So it's the first loose bowl we've really seen from Raider. He's sort of been up and about every time. But the second here for this Shep Golf Rink, Paul Truitt. Yep. He's really honed in. He was sort of a little bit scratching around a bit at the start, sort of finding his weight. In the last few ends, he's sort of, when Dubby's not there, he's been absolutely dominating in the head. So And that's what you need from a second. If you know your lead's not there, you need your second to be putting their bowls in, and he's been absolutely nailing that role. So
Rude from Bradley Aloysius Marin in the comments there. Lakers must be getting done or something. He gets a bit angry when his Lakers get beaten.
oh, does he?
Yeah, when my Warriors just get over the top and by about 27 points, I think it was yesterday. So that'll be where that little whack's coming in.
It's a bit of a handy one there from Jay for his first bowl. He sort of played good line. He was just a little bit short on his weight. Sort of the front end of Deer Park have sort of been a little bit scratchy these last few ends, and he's sort of been definitely coming in and coming up with the goods, either getting the shot, getting a good second, or turning over the head. But definitely, I think at the moment the momentum at the front end is really there with the Shep Golf side.
Looks like Foley just showing his skills, getting a bit of paper that was blowing across the green. Took a few swipes at it, but finally got it. Here's J-Boy Norris back on the mat.
See if he can make his correction with this one, and
In my opinion, it's got to be the best third in Metro Premier.
yeah, pretty handy third to have.
Ridiculously good bowler.
So he might have got second, definitely third. I definitely think he cuts out that back one. Jack high bowls usually do have it visually over others when it's close, but
Here we go, Lockie. No need to apologise, mate. We'll give scores whenever we can. So the last ones, actually Jimmy's just updated them right now. So Wimmera 13, Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields 45 after 30 ends. Strzelecki 18, Mornington Peninsula 31 after 23. Geelong 34, Murray Melly 15. They played 26 ends there.
Axel's got
See
a great
Axel
ball
on a
here
nice
if he
track.
touches this Jack.
That's good enough.
Yeah, take that as well, wouldn't you?
You would. Close game between Ovens and Murray and Ballarat Highlands. That's Ovens and Murray 16, Ballarat Highlands 19. They played 25 ends. And West Coast 21, leading Gippsland 18. Also a close one, and also on 25 ends. So
Yeah, it's very exciting. There's some close games going on out there
yeah,
this morning.
absolutely. This is
Everyone's
moving day, or moving morning, I guess
moving
you'd say.
morning. Well, that's it. This first game this morning is actually pretty critical.
Yep.
Sort of, going into your last game, then if you're still in it or if you're out.
Yep. So yeah, Strzelecki, which is the
And even though
Newborough.
both the sections have clear 3-game winners, anything can happen on that final day.
100%. You've got to drop one more game here and all of a sudden it opens up.
Hugely, yeah. Both sections have, strong teams in second place, just waiting for the top side to fall over and open it up. So
Looks like Bendigo will be home and hosed in theirs. Wimmera
Yep.
really battled this week, or this weekend, I should say.
yeah,
They've got a sizable lead.
so they're looking like they're going to get this one this morning.
They should be 4 and zip after this one. Deer Park still with some work to do here and can't count out Shepparton Golf.
No, well that's it. They've got Axel coming back in this morning, which really strengthens the side. And they've won this a couple of times. Is that correct? So
They've won
They're
just
very-
about everything there is to win. I
Yeah.
think Shep Golf, a very powerful combination over years.
yeah, and then added to that as well, they've picked up W and Foley as well, who are both very strong players who have come from Metropolitan Premier as well too. So season.
Experience of Brad Orr, who's got to be in his late 40s, I reckon, by now. Brad Orr.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I reckon he is.
He holds his age pretty well then.
He does. I saw him last night. We were having a few guesses at his age. So I'm going to say he's late 40s. All right, Joe Boy takes out one. And they're just going to have a look to see if this is any more.
Oh, there you go. I thought that one of Jay's had got in for third shot, but it looks like it might have even got in for second. So
They've only joined this game late, but that's took out Axel's bowl. Am I
that's
Or-
right.
yep.
Yep.
So it's one away so far.
Yeah, one to Axel so far, and if that one of Cole's got in or not. Just the one. So big ball there from Jay, because they were probably 2 or 3 down at that point when he drew that one in there. And actually now, being that it was second shot, he actually probably drew the shot by the sounds of things, and it was that great bowl of Axel's there to get them the shot.
So 9-6 after 10 on our streamed rink. It means it is an 11-shot buffer to the might of Deer Park.
Still a few ends to go, though. A lot can happen. As we saw yesterday.
12, another one goes on for James Pearce as well. He now is 8-13 in front. Also through 10 ends, 2/3 of the way through. 15 end matches here at Champion Estate Pennant. They are time limited, Sarah, to 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we've had just one dead end on this one so far. So it broke the trend of them having to draw to the ditch. They decided to kill one instead. So, so Dovey again, he's been very consistent going in this direction. He hasn't quite found the other direction as well, but this way he's been absolutely nailing that jack.
Yeah,
He's been
super
setting up the
player,
head beautifully for his the rest of his side. So
2 Australian Open titles to his resume.
So I think they're asking who will be the next streamed rink. It will be the other side of the draw, is that right?
It will.
Yep.
I don't think we're going to change now from what we said yesterday. So I'm pretty sure it's, don't quote me, it's either Newborough, Ocean Grove or Frankston, Bendigo. I'll get that confirmed as soon as I can.
Looks like Connor's had a pretty good reply here and corrected well. Yeah, good correction there from Connor.
It is Frankston, Bendigo. I'm now going to go with my memory.
Frankston,
And
Bendigo.
I reckon it'll be Strange versus Brown, which will be the rink.
Nice.
Yep. There we go, spot on. So Michael Strange representing Frankston, therefore Mornington Peninsula, up against the rink of Andrew Brown for Bendigo, representing Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields. Morning to you also, Adam. Hope you're well, mate.
Good ball there from Paul. He sort of played onto the bowler Doveys, onto the jack and moved it back. I think he's made 2 there, so. But I mean, again, to that next game, even though Bendigo, if they have taken out the section, it's probably really important to be taking that momentum and getting the win into the finals as well too. So, and I think Frankston will probably come in fired up and wanting to, you know, prove something by beating the top team in the section as well too. You know, you're always a target.
This is true, and they'll still have, depending on what happens with this Wodonga v Victoria matchup, they could well still have Wodonga snapping at their heels.
Well, that's
in
it.
this section for Deer Park. And then in the other section, Ocean Grove, who narrowly lost to Bendigo. They're having a good morning this morning, so anything still can happen.
So Radar looking to do something similar to sort of what Paul did, playing onto a bowl, promoting it, getting up. Bit of a good result there from him, that he sort of got the other side of it and rolled in over for shot rather than just punching it up fat.
It's a hard man to keep down, Radar.
He certainly is. It's very, very wily considering his age. He's up and about. You know, some of the young guys yesterday were finishing up and talking about how sore they were, and he's just going about it.
Keeps on going like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, I guess you could argue as well too. He's very well practiced.
Yeah,
and those muscles are very well developed. So
Jack going back.
Good bowl there from Cole. He's changed up the head, moved that jack over to where there was a bowl there waiting for him from Paul. And again, just changing up the head with every bowl. Like, I don't think, we were just talking about it earlier, I don't think the jack stayed in the same position yet. So Jay's just a bit shy with this one, but I mean, that's definitely the shot to play on that hand, to come through, sit the bowl, move the jack over to that one of Connor's.
Yep.
There's also Connor and Radar there waiting on the ditch for the jack to go back there. And Cole played pretty good weight to keep his bowl on at the back there too, because that's where the jack's been going. Oh, a bit unlucky
not
there.
quite going to stay up. Alison, you might be getting a little bit confused with Deer Park and Ocean Grove. It was Bendigo got up over Ocean Grove in the last end. I'll let you go back and watch the replay. It was a very interesting finish. Ocean Grove were well in front. I think they were 17-2 up on the Stream Rink at one stage and ended up losing the Stream Rink and losing the match overall by a shot or two. So thrilling finish and a huge crowd.
Yeah.
All other matches are just about finished, so everyone was crowded around.
Yeah, everyone was packing up and getting ready to leave, and then as they're walking out, I think they realised the magnitude of the game, and everyone stopped and watched. It was pretty amazing atmosphere, wasn't it, to be a part of?
It was really amazing.
So
Feel a bit for Ocean Grove, but
hugely.
that is bowls.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think one of the things was as well too, just how much you felt for the guys. But I mean, at the same time as well too, you had the elation there as well of.
That's it. Credit to Bendigo. Yeah.
So Jay's played a pretty cracker of a shot there. He didn't quite get the jack as much as he wanted to move it, and I think they might still be one down there, but
it's hard to tell whether or not shot is Radar's bowl or the
bowl of
bowl in front.
Is it Paul?
Paul Truan.
Paul Truan, yeah. I keep going to say Mark. Don't know why.
Alison, you can jump onto our Facebook page or YouTube and you'll be able to go back and watch the replay, and you can skip forward to the last 3 or 4 minutes, and
or just rewatch the whole thing.
If you've got time, watch the whole thing. It's a really interesting match.
You know, it's cold and wet down there in Melbourne, so what else would you want to do aside from put on a live stream game from yesterday?
Stick in under the doona.
That's it.
Whack the stream on.
Housework be damned.
Exactly. Exactly. So Ferguson picks up a couple for Shep Golf up against Mark Casey.
Yeah, it seems to be that the Rinks, they just haven't got off to a start against Case. They've sort of let out early and
just picks up one more as they go and turn the board over again. Tainton is up and about after that one.
Huge ball there from Ryan.
There's a big jump in the air.
So as
everyone sees.
Yeah, as we've seen, yet again, we've got the jack in the ditch. So, and I think by putting it in there, he's made 3 by the looks of things. I know Connor had a toucher, but I think it's that front bowl. So, but I think that one there of Jay's is a toucher. So a little bit of danger there for Axel. It's not like he can just go in and try and get out of the bowls with a toucher in the mix. 2 down's the signal. So
a bit of pressure on Axel Foley now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he sort of just plays in with a little bit of weight, because it's very hard to get in there to draw. You definitely got good sewing skills to thread that needle.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Well, there's action, but bowl rebounds and it looks to have some chalk on it.
Yeah, that was the toucher.
Yeah.
So I think
out of the count well and truly, but it does come back.
Yeah, I think
into the field of play.
That was the front one, so I think he must have come off it and hit it so hard
that
it's gone into the ditch, come back out and rolled back up the green further than what it was. So
for those that don't know that rule, if a bowl goes into the ditch and rebounds back out, it's removed from play unless it's a toucher, which is why that one's staying where it is.
Yep. And that's just how hard they hit him.
Yes,
so,
it was a fair old roost.
I think, wasn't it Axel yesterday almost took out a window?
Over on the, about 6 weeks over it was, actually. Yeah, you're right.
It's probably lucky, actually, that he was with the one there that doesn't have the big windows behind it, because it probably would have been gone.
Yeah.
So in the comments, they're saying that there was a light sprinkling of snow this morning. So
A bit of early May snow. Ryan Tainton here. Just the two. First score in 3 or 4 ends. I'm pleased to get a little bit of momentum back. We played 11 ends of this 15-end match.
So we've got Sonia saying big thanks for the stream.
Yeah, can't beat the doona, coffee, bagels and bowls on a big screen.
Way to make us jealous.
Hard to argue with that, isn't it? Yeah, thanks, Sonia. We're sitting here, we're absolutely freezing. No, it's not true.
So it was actually gotten better. It was very cold when we first started, but where they've got the desk position this year, we're under a big heater, so
Yep.
it was definitely better for us than it was for the other spectators out there. Very, very dedicated spectators this morning.
I don't know what it got down to overnight, but it would have been quite chilly, I reckon.
Oh, okay, so I can tell you when I woke up this morning, it was 3, feels like 0.3.
Yeah, I was going to say. It was just a very, very clear night, so
yeah.
those from the bush will know on a clear night that generally means it's going to be a cold night, cold morning, but finds up to be a beautiful day.
That's it.
Here's Alan Dove on the mat now.
Connor's left him a bit of room again, so... Though he hasn't found it as well in this direction. He's changed hands too. He sort of was playing on that other side of the green. But he's sort of nailing it in the direction towards the clubhouse, but he just kind of hasn't found his line as well in this direction. Beautiful weight though. The sun is shining in Ballarat. So
There you go.
is that an advertisement for all these other people in these cold, wet, snowy areas to move to Ballarat?
Yeah.
So
I saw Liz Kearse at our state championships last week. So I
lovely.
hope you're enjoying a little bit of sunshine. We got plenty in Bendigo. So nice that you're getting some in Ballarat this morning, Liz.
Yeah, how good was the weather last week in Bendigo?
Look, I felt like we were due to have good weather.
Yeah.
A lot of bowls events recently we haven't. But yeah, Bendigo certainly turned it on.
So Connor's sort of sliced the jack there and sort of opened it up. It was probably a little bit covered before.
Great correction
And
here
Dovey's
from Alan
just
Dove, though.
Owned it in. Played the same weight, just corrected his line.
Yep, a couple inches from the jack.
Does set a little bit of a target up, which Radar doesn't mind. Okay, so we've got a question here from Tom, and possibly we might need the umpires on the stream to answer for us, because I'm not 100% sure on this one myself. But if the ball rebounds back from the bed to green and not a toucher but moves the head, what happens? So my understanding is it's up to the skips to agree on where they thought the bowls were.
Correct. Replace them as best they can.
Yep.
If they can't agree, then call an umpire and they'll sort it out.
Yep.
More often than not, you'll see players who are experienced at this level, they'll very quickly run over and put their hand or their finger where the bowl was, and then somebody else will pick up the bowl and replace it. So it's generally pretty accurate.
So Radar played an absolute bomb there. It's got a bit of a front toucher happening. And then Paul's just played a pretty handy bowl there, actually. He's just tipped W over behind the head, so it kind of sets it up a lot better for the Shep Golf team, because now they've got the option to make some contact onto Radar's bowl and then bring that one in for shot. So, and I tend to find as well too, generally, there's a lot of sportsmanship in bowls, and most of the time the skips are generally agreeable anyway with the position of the bowl and where they think things should be. So it's not too often that you do end up with big disputes going on and umpires being called.
True. Radar just finding a little bit of front traffic there.
I can't see the scoreboard for Wodonga. There's people standing in front of it. Can you see?
I can. It's 18-22 in favour of Ballarat Highlands. Looks to be about 29 ends, but I could be slightly wrong on the number of ends, Cam. But Ovens and Murray 18, so Wodonga 18 up against Victoria for Ballarat Highlands. They are 22. Madam President Pat Schramm walks in, keeping a watchful eye on things.
Very handy ball here from Jay. He sort of put his bowl in that position, whereas if they do make that contact from Radars now, they've got to be really finessey with the amount of weight that they play on it, because it will come over to Jay's now. So, Tom, I'm not entirely sure either when I answered your question, but I'm pretty sure that's the ruling.
No, I'm pretty sure you're correct. Yep.
Yeah.
You sounded confident when you said it, so that's the battle.
Well, that's what it's all about. If
Yeah.
you deliver it with confidence.
Yeah. I could be a doctor. Just sound confident.
That's it. That's it.
Come on, Axel. Move out of the way.
Ooh.
Missed a good bowl in there.
No, it wasn't.
Well, actually,
probably,
sorry.
Yeah,
Missed a
probably
good.
wasn't Yeah.
Bit of action there.
Pumped up Radar's bowl.
Coal power.
And ordinarily
Helping out
it
his
probably wouldn't be so bad for Shep because it really frames the jack and it gives them a better look on the shot they have to play. But because the bowl sort of stayed on the line there, it's going to be quite hard to get to. So it looks like just a little bit of an insurance bowl here from Jay, just splitting the difference between those two bowls in case it does end up in that direction. But really you kind of think it's not going to be short from Axel. I mean, going by...
Coal power can get some change. He opens
Well,
it up
opens
slightly.
it up, yeah, and that's what you need to do. You needed to do something there to give Axel a chance to be able to get to that jack. And by opening it up on that hand as well too now, it changes the shot. He can actually play down on that backhand and actually just get the split through and move that jack slightly over to that
Swinging
back
weight
bottom.
more so than full-blooded.
Exactly, yeah.
Josh Barry saying go Deer Park. What are you doing up in Mildura, Josh? Playing a tournament up there or something? Adam Easton, it is the winner or the top of each pool plays for the final, not top two, just the top.
They're playing enough games already.
They do, yeah. So
Yeah.
5 matches, which is a pool of 6. And the top of each pool goes straight into the final. Right, see what Ryan Tainton can do here. Does he elect to add one into the count?
Yeah, I'll be looking to see if maybe he'll sort of try and change the head up or if he'll just sort of like maybe try and sort of block that shot from Axel. I don't think he's just gotten it down enough on the line to sort of cover that hand, so I think it still is on there for Axel on that backhand, so...
Here is this just sort of swinging weight or
He's played this very well.
3 or 4 yards of weight.
I think he's got it.
Looks bang on line.
Boom.
Oh, squeezes it out. That was the exact bowl that you called, Sarah Roger. You are an absolute genius. Joe Boy Norris is going to put one in here to split those couple of opposition bowls.
Because I watch so much bowls in the live stream, that's all it is. So, watch a lot of bowls. So Josh saying he's playing a pairs tournament and he got a walkover this morning, so that's a bit fortunate.
Good way to win.
Yeah.
Good luck for the rest of the event, Josh.
I think with Ryan here though, they've only do have one in the head from memory, so if it's like probably about 3 or so seconds, so probably want to get another one in here just to take that shot away from Axel. I don't think Shep have anything back, so there's a little bit of risk playing it there, but if he can get this ball out here, he can pick up a few.
Does he play through Cole Power's bowl? Is that the
Yeah, I think
best
so.
option onto Joe Boy Norris's bowl, which is the shot bowl?
Yeah, it's probably the best. There's a little bit of risk with it. I mean, he could play on it and it could squeeze the jack sideways, but if he can sort of get it out clean, there's that old risk reward, isn't it?
It's kind of nearing that stage of the match, though, isn't it? I mean,
Well, that's it.
Shep Golf, there's no use
Oh,
them.
he's playing it inside out. This is interesting. I think he sees it clean on that hand. Went forward.
Oh, well,
There you go.
take it. There's one of the options. What are they? They're declaring that as 2 or more.
I think it was just the
Just
two.
the 2.
Yeah. It's a bit of a carpet result there with the jack going forward. So you tend to not see that as much on grass, but I think with the carpet you sort of do tend to see a bit more funnier jack results happen. So it brings it back to 9 with 11 to play. So Deer Park are by no means home in this one.
Well, just as I say that, I look up and I see Mark Casey has picked up a few more for Deer Park. So they look to have played 13 ends there. that right? There's an
Seven-
assist post right in the wrong way.
Yeah, I know. I was calling out all sorts of wrong things earlier, and Jimmy's like, "What are you looking at?" And I'm like, "There's a post in front." I'm guessing. It looks to be 7:17 after 13. And then the Pierce rink is 8:15 after 12.
So just as Shep Golf start to close things a little,
Deer Park on the other couple of rinks sort of pick up a little bit just to take that lead away to a very difficult get situation. But that being said, you know, I'm not writing off anything anymore in a game
not
of bowls.
after yesterday, can you? I
No.
mean,
No. So,
morning, Andrea. Hope you're well. Yes and no. So the way it works with Champion Estate Pennant, both midweek and weekend, is we arrange the first 3 matches because they're sort of the only knowns. And then with day 2 matches, we look to show matches that still have an impact on the leaderboard, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah.
if we picked it and tried to show everyone, we could well have a 5th versus 6th. And those who've been to Champion Estate Pennant before, there's generally a few substitutions in the last match if there's no chance of making finals, and people have a bit of fun with it. So
yeah.
we
I think
definitely
it's-
do try and share it around, but
I think as well too, I mean, with only 5 games being played, it's pretty impossible.
yeah, we can't get everyone.
So, but geez, a great ball there. Ball.
Did you just call it a ball?
I did just call it a ball. A great ball there from Paul. He somehow managed to get under that front one and draw across the head for shots. So,
That's
I mean,
interesting. Luke
Radar
Hoskins
loves it.
just walked past, so
well, that was a little bit of a fortunate result there for Radar, but I have no doubt that Paul will be able to put it back. He played great weight, great line on his last one, so should be able to just make that correction and add a couple of feet and get that shot back.
So last score we had was Wimmera 13, Bendigo 45 after 30 ends. And Luke Hoskins just walked past with his bowls bag. So we've been finished early up there. We might see if we can chase up some scores.
There you go. Didn't we call it? He said he'd make the correction, and he certainly did. So great reply there from Paul. He's actually really zoned in. He was a little bit scratchy early on, and now he's just found it. He's been all over it, putting a lot of pressure on Deer Park. So actually, between W, Paul, and Cole, they've been putting a lot of pressure on. So it's taken some very good bowls from, like, you know, Jay. He's come in and played a few rippers. Just to be able to turn over the head and get the shots back. So
Radar just finding a bit of front traffic and then nestling in next to the jack again. Touch of fortune. It does happen.
And just before we wrap up, or, you know, get towards the end as well too, I've been asked to give a shout out to Larry's daughter who's watching.
Larry Donahue.
Yes. Yep. So I believe her name's Janine. So
Morning,
his
Janine.
partner Amanda's up here in the spectator crew. She's
Cole
been-
Bauer done here, just finds the front bowl and edges off into the ditch. So here's some score updates. So Wimmera 27, Bendigo 51. They played 42 ends, which probably explains why Luke Hoskin has walked past. He's done for the day. Strzelecki 20, Mornington Peninsula 44. Wow, that one was close, and they've really kicked away. 35 ends there. Geelong 45, Wimmera 20. So we see Jay by Norris. Probably removes the shot bowl there, but
Yeah, he probably took the shot ball out, but I think he sets the head up better as well too.
yep.
So
So Geelong 45, Wimmera 20. They played 35 ends, and the final match is Ovens and Murray 18, Ballarat Highlands 24 after 30 ends. So
geez, that's a close
very
game.
low-scoring match there.
Yeah, very close. I mean, Wodonga and nipping at the heels. If Deer Park don't get up here, they're definitely a good chance to have a run for making it through to the final. And by the looks of things, Ballarat Highlands are doing everything they can to upset that. So,
Absolutely.
so great bowl there from Cole. He's sort of put one there to split those back 3 from Deer Park. So any trail of the jack there is
Joe
there to
Boy Norris
mitigate the
didn't
risk.
like this one out of the hand. He sort of
No, he looks a
gave
bit
himself a bit of a clap like you missed it.
No, he didn't overplay it though. He's still behind. He's still on.
Yep.
So
Probably missed his line by 1.5 foot.
So Queedy saying absolute gun Foley, and I do not disagree. He's, I think he's definitely had the upper hand in the skips battle this game. So he's played some really big bowls, turned over some heads. But that being said, though, too, Ryan's played some clutch bowls when he's needed to. But Brendan, we just did the scores, didn't we? Oh no, we didn't do Warrnambool, did we?
No, sorry, good call.
Is it 30? And I can't see the bottom one. Is it like...
It's 23 at the
23.
bottom. So Gippsland are 23 and, yeah, West Coast are 30.
Oh, great bowl here from Axel. Tucks his bowl in behind there, so it sort of changes the shot now. Because if you're going to play on that forehand that they've sort of all been playing on, it's sort of going to him. So it probably sort of maybe forces you over to the backhand. And there's a bowl there waiting of Col as well. So it's a very good bowl. Tucked it in perfectly.
So a bit of pressure on Ryan Tainton. Down a couple.
It's just all of a sudden gone really quiet in here, hasn't it?
It has those times. If he can get the jack through to the
playing
pit,
it away.
it's good. Well, he doesn't do that, but
Jack
does the
gone
next
forward
best
again.
thing. Yep, Jack. Not by much, but enough to change the result from 2 down to 1 up. Actually, could even be 2. Very close. We'll see if we can get the back of
I think it's 2,
Rink
and I
angle.
think as well too it moves the jack where it's sitting right in front of that bowl of radars. So with that front bowl there, it really
One
doesn't...
on a measure.
Yeah. Really doesn't give him a lot here. Maybe just whack it forehand and see, or... It looks like he's on the draw. I mean, he's a quality player. You'd back him to draw it as well, wouldn't you? So
Certainly would.
he's definitely got good line for it. I think he's just going to...
Gee, it's a very good effort.
Wow.
I reckon that is stone cold.
That is
Get some
very
applause from his teammates, as well he should.
special. Proving you right, Queedy, in the comments. So I think as well too, Tony, we do have a couple of games on the live score. No?
We tried. We did
didn't
try,
work?
but Swanee just giving us an indication of who's got what. We did try, and we'll see again if we can get it for the next match. We had one tech issue with the person we'd lined up with their phone, so
Oh, okay, yep.
I thought I could give him my phone, but then he'd probably have to answer some of the calls I get. So.
I mean, there could be some very interesting decisions made for Bowls Victoria. It's Ryan got here. Is he
Ryan's
just
just going to flatten out the shot bowl, so no great change. It'll still be...
still one shot golf? Or
Actually,
do you
that's
think he
funny.
pushed it
Conor
over enough?
Maguire signalled 1 up to Deer Park, so there you
There
go.
you go. He just pushed it over enough for that,
Did get there.
that roll of radars to come in.
The angle I was looking at didn't look like it was, but
Well, that was a pretty fantastic end from the skips.
turned into a real skipper's battle, that one, didn't it?
Did. So they're actually changing the length this end. They're moving the jack a bit further up the line. We've seen every end so far they've been rolling it to the tee. So it's a little bit of an interesting call. No, still to the tee.
Bradawall picks up one more next door. Played 13 ends there. He's trailing at 9-15 against Snorkel. James Pearce.
Yes. I still call him Snorkel a lot, actually.
Do you?
So, yeah. I think actually I was on the comments before and he played a bomb and everyone was yelling out Snorkel and I'm like, oh, Snorkel's just played a bomb over there. So, a bit of a handy start there from Connor, but Dovey's been bowling pretty well, so I would back him just to get around this one and be able to draw in that shot. He's put pretty good line on it. This is the turning hand. Yeah, pretty good sider. Nothing for short in this game. Though we have seen a couple of jacks go forward,
Well, yeah,
but they'd already moved back, so...
2 out of the last 4 ends.
He's just pinched his line a little bit and dropped it for short, so... So Dubby's got a really good chance there of him not putting that pressure on with that second bowl to be able to make the correction and get the shot out. Looks like he's just overcorrected his line a little bit as well too. I mean, when it's me, I always joke to my opposition and say I'm flattered that you feel like you had to cover that front bowl.
Yeah, that's
so,
right. Yeah.
But, you know, I always like to make a bit of a joke about it. Nobody stands on the mat and wants to put down a bad bowl.
Exactly.
So
There's no use getting upset about it.
exactly.
Right, Casey picks up one more over on the far rink. They're on their last end now.
It always makes me laugh when you know, people apologise for the bad bowls. Chrissy, who I play with a bit, there was one day she put down. I actually can't even remember it, but she keeps telling me about it. And we're on the crossover, and I'm like, don't worry about it. Like I said, I've forgotten it already.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, she brought it up, and I'm like, oh, like I don't even know what you're talking about. I'd forgotten that bowl. I remember all your good ones. Don't remember the bad ones. So I think the best thing to do is when you play a bad bowl is you put it out of your mind, you pick up your next player's bowl, and
Yeah.
you know, just get around the team. And
I think that's what you see with experience.
it's probably the loosest head we've seen for a while, actually.
Yeah, it is. So just while we're watching these couple of bowls come in, I'll give you the latest scores we had, which is from about 7 or 8 minutes ago. So Wimmera 27, Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields 51, played 42 ends. Streslecky 20, Mornington Peninsula 44 after 35 ends. Watch Joe by Norris's bowl in its final stages.
Parker playing a couple here, so interesting if he just plays a cover bowl or if he's just going for the draw.
Yeah. Geelong 45, Wimmera 20. They played 35 ends. And Ovens and Murray versus Ballarat is now 18-28 after what looks like 33 ends.
So Tony, heading into this afternoon's matches, if there's two sides playing each other who aren't in contention, do they still play?
They do.
They do?
They do,
Yep.
but quite often their substitute will get a game, or their,
Yep.
you know, whoever it may be.
Team manager?
Yeah, they might change up positions and try somebody new at skip, and
Yeah.
they get all those opportunities.
See it as a bit more of an opportunity game.
Yep, absolutely.
So big bowl there from Cole. They were a few down, and he's looked like he got second shot, but Jay's just managed to get inside of him. But I think that's, you know, he just played a good one. It's a good sider for him to be able to make the correction and get that shot there.
Doesn't miss too many, Joe by Norris. Absolute luxury to have him playing 3.
Oh, 100%. I think he's just played a little bit more weight on that one and just missed his line, but he stayed up on the green, so that's always important. And I think here as well too, there's one back bowl from Deer Park, but it doesn't look like it's in the direction the jack's going to go. So there probably is a bit of an opportunity here from Axel to have some jack movement over to that side of the head and pick up a couple here. So,
And the way he's been bowling, I think you'd back him to do it.
oh, 100%, yeah. He's bowled very well this game.
Probably is just a touch of conjecture over how many ends. The scoreboard behind the rink says 11-8 after 11 ends, and we've got 11-9 because we've just added on the last one. But we've got 13 ends, so we'll keep an eye out as to whether we're correct or the scoreboard here at the venue is.
So it looks like Ryan's seen this danger and he's just putting a little cover bowl in there to split the difference between those couple of ship golf. So Just probably ran through a little bit more than he liked, but stayed up and it's in a great position, so mitigates the danger there.
Paul Butler saying this Deer Park rink could be lost without Jay. He's been very good.
Yeah, he's definitely been very good in this game. I mean, he's an excellent player overall, but this is 1 game out of 5.
Yeah, you won't be able to keep someone like Radar Ray down.
No, well, that's
very
it.
long.
They all take their turns, don't they? So.
Yeah, well played, Axel Foley. Kicks the jack back.
And they've sort of got the option now too. If they can, dislodge that one of Radar's, they can sort of make a couple with the next one. I think there was a pick-up on the Orr rink next door. I did see on the skips crossover that Pierce rink was 3 down. The jack had gone into the pit.
Right.
And so I'm not quite sure what they picked up. This 11:15 after 14. So it must have been a 2. He must have cut it back 1.
I'll just repeat that score. Jeremy Paul saying by Wimmera you mean in West Coast. So Geelong are playing Wimmera, 45-20.
No,
Wimmera. Geelong.
West Coast are Warrnambool and they're playing down the end.
They're playing against Gippsland, and West Coast or Warrnambool are leading 30-23, we believe.
Yeah, I don't think
There's a
they've
bit of a
updated
funny
that
angle.
that board for a while.
Might, if we can see some of the scoreboards, I might try and add them up after this
Yeah.
Ryan Tainton bowl. Tell you what, this is on
he's
track.
Played a
Kicks
bomb.
it through, and yep, kicks it far enough. So he's made a couple there. Axel Foley can still have something to say about this.
So the Casey rink is finished, and it looks like does that look like 9:19 to you?
9:18.
9:18. Yeah. Pole.
So victory to Mark Casey. So Ferguson picked up a couple on the last end.
And then looks like the Pierce rink's on the last end there.
Was it 2 in the last end to them, 11-15. So Brad Orr did pick up a 2. You're right, sir.
And they've brought the mat up and they've rolled a shorter length, and the lead's absolutely nailed 2 on over there. So a good reply there from Tommy Hicks. Corrected of his second bowl. Tom Hicks is a bit of a fan favourite in the comments. We had a lot of love for him there earlier. And I think somebody was on there yesterday as well too, saying that he absolutely carries that snorkel rink. So there you go.
There you go.
So we've got a few of the players. They must have finished up at the other end. They're all sort of like walking past now.
There's a little bit of going through the motions, I reckon, on James Pearce as rink 2. There's probably not much chance that Matt and Jack is 21 metres, but I think all the players said, oh, look, it'll be fine.
It'll
Might
be
be a touch short.
Yeah. Oh, I think they did have a little look at it, and they just sort of...
So the lead for Shep Golf signalled, 2 foot of room with the mat.
Yeah,
that Jack.
It's more than 2 foot from the tee.
Maybe. Righto, so 11-11 after 14. So Ryan Tainton did pick up the 2.
So probably at that point, okay, I'm doing the maths. We've got 2 ends to go, and the lead is 13. So it's
still a chance.
Yeah.
You're telling me we're still a chance.
Still a chance. Still a chance. So I'm not writing any games off anymore. So
No, this is true. For this particular match, percentage doesn't mean a heck of a lot, given Deer Park is undefeated and Shep Golf with a loss here won't be a chance of making it through. Did I say Shep Park? I meant Shep Golf.
I've said Shep Park a couple of times too.
Oh.
Yeah, just
I'm just following you.
Yeah. I think I even sent it to one of the players. I was like, oh, Shep Park, good pick up, getting dubby. They looked at me like I was an idiot. And I was like, yeah.
Shep Park would have been happy if they could get Ellen Dub.
So
Connor just a touch short
yeah.
with his
He's
first couple. There was a little trail of the jack.
Dovey's nailing it in this direction, and I think Connor's sort of got the run of it the other direction. So
Yeah, Barbara, it is quite cold here this morning, and this is well, the beauty and sometimes not the beauty of having a roof. It's quite nice actually when you're not under the roof. The sun is beautiful today. There's hardly a cloud in the sky, but there is a bitterly cold breeze. So.
It's a very classic Melbourne autumn day.
Yeah.
So nice sun, cold wind. All right, Raiders, he's been turning over the heads a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see what he plays here and if he can keep that up. I think he's a little bit wide though, so if he stays up, it'll probably be shot later when it goes in the ditch. So
it's just got to pull up now though. It does.
It does stay up, so I'm calling it that will be shot later.
There we go. I like it. I like it when people go out on a limb.
But I think these guys go out into the grass next, so they'll have the opportunity to warm up. So, whereas the guys coming in from the grass, they're in for a bit of a shock.
So Shepparton Golf will take on Wodonga next, and Deer Park will take on Lakes Entrance. Out on Rinks 16, 17 and 18. So spot on set.
So Paul's just changed up the head there. He sort of got the jack, moved it back, changed the angles around. Always pretty good to have a toucher when they're playing to the ditch like this and it's consistently going in there. So let's see if Raiders. Got some people standing in front of me.
Yeah, so he's just
touched the jack as
got
well.
the jack back slightly and stayed on.
Move forward a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's the shot. Mark agrees with me. Orange back bowl will be shot bowl. He's got two orange back bowls now, so
yeah,
we'll definitely be right then,
now.
Mark. He's giving us every opportunity to be right here.
Yep. So here's Paul Truan's bowl. It's a great effort. It's just going to pull up a couple of feet short.
It's on the running edge and it's promotable, so he's playing a good line. You've put it in a good position actually, so it means your third can sort of draw up to it a little bit more positively, because any contact on that, it's going to roll in for shot. Also as well too, I mean, it sort of takes it away a little bit from Jay. Sort of instead of playing just draw to the bowl, he's having to play under and look to cut the head. So
it's just snuck through. Missing the jack by not much.
Do you reckon he was playing for the jack?
I reckon he was.
Yeah, jack bats just kind of puts the game away, doesn't it?
Yep, certainly does.
So
just had the 15-minute warning from Jimmy Whitehead. Alan doesn't want to hear us complain about the cold. He played in Dunkeld yesterday. It was rain and hail, didn't get over 5 degrees. So that is a tough day of bowls.
It's when you know you're dedicated and you love your sport.
Yeah.
So
talking about some snow this morning at Woodend, I think.
Yeah, I heard that.
What's Joe Boy done here? Is this slightly under as well? So no change.
Yeah, I reckon he was playing for the jack, because it's not like him to...
No, he pots the jack there. He's got Radar's shot as well.
And it puts it away.
Yep, which is a toucher.
So
what Cole Power can do. Followed almost the exact same track as Joe by Norris.
So unless they kill it here, I can't see Deer Park going down. Having a couple go in, or having one go in, it sort of takes away the opportunity to get an 8. And then over on the Pierce Rink again, unless it kills, they've got a lot of sort of shorter bowls because the jack's moved. They might be down a couple, but they're not going to drop that number that Shep Golf need to be able to take this one. So
shake hands on the rink next door. James Pearce's last bowl.
Drawn it to the ditch, but no
Second
more to
shot.
come. So interesting. Next, we've got Bendigo Frankston. Is that right?
Correct. Looking forward to that one. Bendigo under, still some to play for.
And Jimmy was saying before as well too, often teams don't go in 5 wins. It's usually a 4-1 or even a 3-2 and a bit of a count back happening everywhere. So
absolutely. You look through the history of it, there's not that often that there's a 5-zip. Quite often it is pretty close. So people think, we've dropped the first game, we're no chance. But actually that's
It's not true at all.
Yeah.
And I think Wodonga have shown that as well too. They dropped this first game and then they went over there and they were fired up against Warrnambool, who'd gone in for wet sail and after, getting the upset in their first game. And, yeah, how are they doing at the moment, actually? Because I think their game was quite close. Is it 24-28
So
over
Wodonga
there?
are 24-28. So they've come back a little bit. They're still trailing, but only by 4. See if we can get one more round of scores before we tidy this one up.
All right, so they're shaking hands on the Tainton Rink. They haven't signalled what it is. I felt like it was one to Deer Park, but I'm not really sure.
We'll chase up that score.
I think, though, either way, unless it was a number, it's... Well, the Pierce Rink's up 11-16, so
Yep.
I think...
So we'll give you as many scores as we can. So Ocean Grove are up 56-27. So that's the Geelong region over the Wimmera region. 56-27, they've got one end left. Bendigo have beaten Arrowdale, which is Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields. Have beaten Wimmera. So now I'm seeing the confusion. So Jimmy's got Wimmera written in 2 of these thingos. So it's been written that way the whole time. Okay, going well. So Ocean Grove are beating Murray Mallee, which is Kahuna.
We should stick him to the commentary
I
because
think
he's
so.
not doing
I
all
think
the
so.
scores.
So Geelong over Kahuna, which is Murray Mallee. They're up by a fair margin, 56-27, one end left. Frankston, which is Mornington Peninsula, they are up over Streslecki, Newborough. That score is 49-30. They're playing the last end. Ballarat Highlands have just, as we said, Wodonga Ovens and Murray were coming back. Ballarat have just kicked away again, so now 34-24
Is it
after
31?
37 ends.
37.
And Bendigo, as we said, accounted for Wimmera 52-32. And while the result here is still waiting on a couple, we're going to suggest that Deer Park picked up a few shots in the end, which will be a victory to Deer Park over Shepparton Golf, rounding out the matches. I'll see if we can see the West Coast v Lakes Entrance score.
Yeah, there's a few players. They're all down that end at the moment. They're standing in front of the scoreboard, so I can't see that one.
Keep your eye on Bowls Link, so you'll see it all there. We'll see if Jimmy can see from his vantage point the end one. So I can tell you it's West Coast 33, and I'm going to say it's Gippsland.
Looks like a 3 in front of it, but
It is.
I haven't called one right yet, I don't think so.
I reckon they are 30 even. Yeah, so West Coast, so Warrnambool up 33-30.
And I think by the looks of things, Brad Lancaster has just played a bomb over there.
Yep, 39 ends gone, so they've still got a bit of bowls to play. So, Sarah, thank you very much for doing
Not a
commentary
problem.
today. You're an absolute star, and look forward to getting you in more game today.
Yep.
Brad
I
from
will just be
SEN has
around.
produced the show very well, as he always does. And thank you very much to each and every one of you for putting some comments and question in there and keeping the game interesting. We will be back here at Moama Bowls Club with the next match scheduled for around about 11:20. Keep your eye on our Facebook page. Our stream brought to you by Moama Bowls Club. We look forward to seeing you for round 5 of the Champion Estate Pennant.